So tutorial this time, we're going to create an underground subway. First, the transportation tab will need to be selected, City Skylines to toolbar. Then if you move across your different options, there's quite a few different options for subway. The subway option is the one you need to select, and it is important to have a rail yard that can handle the facilities for the subway train handling and maintenance. So you may have to create one of those to really get things started with your subway. Also very useful in terms of potentially for train links as well. Then we're going to be looking at some underground subway stations. We're going to lay a station. It's a tricky one because just the location there is not completely ideal, so we'll come back to the rail yard later, but there is a subway. You will need a road nearby the subway in order for that subway to be accessible, because don't forget, all roads that are created, nearly all roads in City Skylines, you can take a look at 2 for example here, will have footpaths however big, pavements for pedestrians. There's one, there's another. For the alleys, they're slightly less wide and slightly less safe, but potentially you could argue, but they're still there. So the pedestrians need to be able to access the subway station, just like in real life when you're wanting to access a subway station. Once you've created a station, I think I would lay down another station as a point where you can create potentially a line, a subway line. So we'll keep it relatively simple, we'll make it relatively close by. Now we're going to create the subway track. In this case, double subway track, standard. You can go single if you want though. That's what you'll be looking for. So to do this, you're going to have to begin laying down the track, but before you do, you'll be wanting to press the X button. And you will be wanting to decrease your elevation. So you're starting at 0, that's ground level, elevation -10, still not quite enough, -20, you're underneath the ground where you need to be. And you can begin with laying down the track that has been started. You're going to be working underground pretty much throughout with this. So there's a station nearby, we're just going to make sure we connect it. So the key to this is elevation. You need to just make sure your elevation is where it needs to be. We're connecting. You can be quite free underground actually, you're not going to have faced that many obstacles. That's a good thing about the subway system. It's cool that you don't have to worry too much about other buildings. You can do what you want with the track really. You can even bring it overground if you want to. I'm not going to do that in this video, but I'm just looking for a little curve here just to make it a bit easier, just to I'm just gonna create a little bit of curve, and you can just be expansive as you want with this. Of course, this is a very basic subway line. Oh, curve too tight. Just be careful with curves, of course, just to make sure you don't overdo it with going too tight. And if you do, you can use the bulldozer, pressing X and switching to underground mode to get rid of just any line that maybe is a little bit too tight. You've maybe been a little bit too aggressive with the turn, which is the curve, which is understandable because you're trying to get it around as quickly as possible. You don't want to send the citizens further than they need to go. Once again, just you need to be careful with, particularly when you're making curved line, just to make sure that you do get it right. That's still not quite right. So we might just go with a straight line. Sometimes you may have to just deviate slightly. There we go. You might want to be a bit more aggressive with how you're laying down the track, and also just make sure that if you've selected a double track that that's the one you've chosen to continue your track. We're going to lay down another underground station. We're going to set it here. We're going to continue then the subway line. Curve too tight, the message came up there a second ago. Don't know if you've seen that, but that's an indicator that the game is telling you that you need to not create a curve that's just as tight as that. You need to be a little bit more careful with laying it down. That's a full loop, that looks good. The reason why it's not showing up is because the road needs to be selected for the subway station, the second overground station we created. And there it is. Now we'll create a subway line. Just using the subway line tool. And bringing that the whole way across, of course, is very important. And then you'll be looking to click back again to complete your subway line. There we go. Subway line, the first subway line completed. Very basic, very simple. Start the subway line creation. Of course, you can expand from there and add many more potential routes across your town, across your city, creating subways underground. This has been a Cities Superworlds tutorial. Thank you very much again for watching.